All right, we are live. Welcome to La Cultura Podcast. I'm your host, Amar Real, and I am here again with my trusted friend and Hispanic advisor, Tony Cifonte, guy with the sombrero.
That's the official title.
I like it, man. So, today we're going to be talking about Latinos and trust for modern medicine. I'm just kidding. We're talking about the vaccine, which is modern medicine.
By extension.
It's definitely not something in the recommended list of your abuelita, but I just me and Tony had a conversation about this. Was it yesterday? We were talking about about how a lot of Hispanics don't trust the vaccines or pills, and I don't know. I think there's a mix, man, because there's like a lot of like our generation and the younger generation are a little bit more open to.
That's true.
A little bit more open to taking Advil and painkillers. That was kind of like our gateway drug into like
and Xanax, huh?
And Xanax, bro. But yeah, like our grandmas are still hitting us with those old remedios.
Yo, when all this started, bro, you know, my grandmother, she hit me up. She was like, "Okay, you want to not get it? Make a tea, got a garlic, got a lemon, all this natural stuff." I mean, so whenever I hear vaccines, bro, I mean, if there's no garlic and lemon in it, you're going to have a hard time trying to sell it to me.
I know, man. I still use a lot of remedios that like my grandma, like when I get a sore throat,
yeah,
I'll do like the lemon with the salt and the honey, you know what I mean? And then like gargle it, and then like
that works though, doesn't it?
It does. Hey, I get a sore throat, that goes away right away when I do that.
100% rate.
Yeah. I still want to know why a lot of like abuelitas and like moms and still swear by Vicks, because it's kind of like not natural if you think about it.
I think it's the menthol, the eucalyptus or whatever. That's eucalyptus, I think that's the part they like, you know?
Yeah, they like. I think they like to feel it burn because that means it's working. Like if you feel it,
if it don't hurt a little.
If it don't hurt. I'm pretty sure my grandmother used to use it wrong. She used to like stick it like in my nose and everything. And like when I got older, I started reading the labels, and it says to keep like not to put it in your nostrils.
Yeah,
but
I mean then you're not Hispanic if you don't like actually. You gotta dig up in there a little bit with what else is it for, you know?
I got some Vicks laying around. I like open the tapa. That's all I need.
Hey, but if they really want us to take a vaccine, they're gonna have to like hide it in the Vicks or somehow. They're gonna have to vapor rub it.
Or in a Bad Bunny album. It's gotta
have to something that we actually use. Something that, because the thing is even, I mean, the younger generation, maybe they'll go for it, but I feel like and at the end of the day, it's probably gonna be like a public consensus, right? Like I feel like Hispanics, because of our culture, we're like not really big on doctors. We're like the last one. Even when our back hurts, we don't go to no chiropractor. We kind of just self-soothe, you know.
Skeptics.
We figure out, or that, and we're also very like self-reliant. So like the last thing we need is like somebody tell our problems to. So I mean that's kind of
with a bill for something that we can figure out ourselves.
And very much so. And then another thing is doctors are scary, right? Isn't that end of life? Like that's a last resort for most Hispanics. So for us to like willingly go and like put something in our body that we don't know what's in it, you know, like that's what I mean. Yeah. It's we're just very, like you said, like we're skeptical, you know.
Yeah, we're very skeptical. I think even the younger generation, because like I just put out a poll on my Instagram asking if anybody was down to take it. I got like one person voted yes. I accidentally voted yes too, even though it's like my fault. But one person voted yes, and I had like an overwhelming. I had about like 60-some people put no. So
that's 60.
And like yes,
that's actually close to the middle though. It looks like some people are gonna take it. I mean,
no. 60 people said no, so it was like 99%. Yeah, I got one person that said yes, and then the rest said no.
Oh, I thought you said 60, bro. I was like, well, that's no. I thought, but 16 people said no. One person said yes. One person said no. And then you by mistake.
And me by mistake. I mean, I have to take it anyway. I'm in the military, so it's like I have no choice in the matter. So
yeah, that's just part of the job description.
I like to live vicariously through y'all, like to be like, no, I'm not doing it.
I'm not gonna do it. But I guess you have to. But what if what if that becomes the case for everybody? That maybe they won't make it mandatory. I mean, this much I don't know, but just from what I hear whispers, right? They might not make it mandatory, but they might make it some kind of social. You have to do this in order to do that. So if you want to travel, you have to have a vaccine. If you want to
go to university,
if you want to go to Universal Studios, you're gonna have to have it. If you want to anywhere, yeah. I mean, it starts small. I mean, that's from what I see. Everything starts small. You know, it's a little bit here, and then it becomes a major thing, and then it becomes part of life. And there's no way around it, like masks. You know. So, what do you think, bro? What do you think? What did they make us do it? How do you think we'll react as our community? If we, you know, how we take anyone trying to force us to do something. Like if somebody says you have to do this, that's usually like a recipe for us going no. Then we're definitely not going to do it because you're saying that we have to.
We're very rebellious in nature. That's for sure.
Yeah, bro. We like our freedoms.
Unless like they got a belt or something that's going to make us do it.
like
some flashbacks or something because that's interesting. Like I think with the mask is kind of like hard because it's like I guess with the vaccine, it's kind of like a one and done thing. It's like you get it done, and like you said, like and I meant by university, I mean like in order for you to go to like school or a college, you have to take it.
Even back to school, like for the kids.
Yeah, so you're like your back's kind of against the wall at that point. For people, I'm in the military, so I don't. You mean if I need to take something, I take it.
But that's the same thing is that pressure that since you're part of this, or in order to.
I mean, I take so many shots, bro. I can't even tell you. Like, I mean, I'm at the point where I'm pretty sure. Like, if you look at my immunization record, like the cure for COVID's in there somewhere. Yeah, because I mean, I'm fine now, and I'm pretty sure.
That's it, bro. Just let Alma sweat on you a little bit. You'll be all right.
Yeah, but no, I think with the it's going to be very interesting to see like what will happen if like people are forced to do it. I think what will happen is like so that brings me to my next point. Before I like start going in on it, I want to I think you've seen the same article where it talks about a few states are kind of prioritizing Hispanics and blacks first.
I think over
white people.
No, go ahead and give it to them.
All right. So, all right, here we go. All right, so this.
I saw that too, man. What's up with that?
All right, so
it sounds like they want to experiment on us. That's what most of us are gonna think. That's for sure.
So, as you can see on this map right here, this is from the Daily Mail, an article from the Daily Mail. They cover a lot of politics and whatnot and entertainment. They're talking about how there's states focusing on Black and Hispanic residents for vaccination rollout. So a lot of these states up here in the blue have agreed to prioritize the minority communities, which is funny because I see a lot of memes floating around after this article started going out and the news about that started floating around. Yeah. Where like they got those memes where like, hey, they're trying to get rid of us. They're trying to prioritize us. It's the skepticism around everything that makes it interesting, especially with the minority group. It's kind of like, hey, you guys are in the front of the line and we're kind of looking at them like, wait, what's the catch? Why are you letting us cut in line for? Like, what's going on?
It's the usual states, though. It's the usual states with the ideals, the ones that the race politics states, the ones that are having that. Yeah, it's the usual. California, New York, Pennsylvania with Philadelphia and all that.
Yeah,
Chicago.
Virginia hasn't agreed. That's interesting.
Yeah. Virginia's not there. Yeah, and Louisiana's on there, which is kind of weird too.
Yeah. They were talking about this vaccine giving people superpowers. Like, some people in the chat talking about something like, you get your superpowers yet?
I think we already have them, bro. Because we made it through all this BS, dog, and we still going, bro. I think the superpowers are internal, and they're not the type of superpowers that people think, but the type of superpowers we have are the ones that nobody really notices, because our superpower is like getting stuff done. Our superpower is putting our mind to something and accomplishing goals. But a lot of people look at superpowers as like, oh, maybe I'll fly with this vaccine.
Well, I mean, we're not.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you know what I'm saying? We might fly though. It might.
I kind of want to stay on topic about it, but I do want to bring in those news reports about the unclassification of aliens and stuff like that. Well, not aliens, but UFOs. And then there's that one Israeli intelligence guy talking about like there were aliens here this whole time, and there's a confederation, and
For real? What was that?
He was part of the Israeli like space program. I think he hasn't been part of it since 2010, but he was saying that like we have already made contact with extraterrestrials, and they're already here. And it's funny because speaking of like the virus and everything, with everybody getting sick, and I was trying to figure out how to like control this. We have I don't know if you ever saw the movie World of Wars.
Yep.
But you know the aliens, what kills them at the end. And I never seen the new. Actually, I've seen the new one, but I don't quite remember it. But I remember the old one. The part where the aliens finally decide to land, and they open up their spaceships, and as they're about to come out, you only see the feet, and they die. And the reason why they die is because they hadn't developed any immune systems to a lot of the germs and a lot of the viruses that humans have already developed immunities towards.
That's what happens to the Native Americans, if you think about it, you know, like whenever you're exposed to something that your body's not familiar to, you know. Yeah. But I like the version of the alien landing in Mars Attack where they play what is it, like a country song, and their heads explode. I think that it says Sam says something over here. What are you saying?
He said the interesting part of this vaccine is that this isn't a conventional vaccine where you get a weekend virus. Get a weekend virus into you. Yeah, that is interesting. That's pretty much how the flu shot works.
Yeah, that's a typical vaccine where they actually introduce a small part of the disease so that your body recognizes it, builds up the immunity, and then is able to combat it, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm learning more. I'm not like an expert on vaccines or viruses or. If you want, you two don't flag me. I'm not trying to give any advice for what to do.
No. Yeah, well, I mean, this is kind of
it's our opinion of what Latinos and a lot of Hispanics think, and I think it's funny because I think if you would have asked us like 10 years ago, like overwhelmingly, most Latinos would be like, "Hell no."
Yeah, no, but I don't even. I think, guys, you think it's two hell no's now. Hell no. Hell times 3, 4 times hell no. The thing is that it's just hard to trust anything that comes from a place where it's like you hear it competing. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not like you get one story, so it's like hard to trust something that's so sensitive. You know, like my life's in jeopardy here if I'm gonna be putting something into my body. Another thing is the time that it took to make it is another thing that a lot of people have a hang up on. That they said. Yeah, I mean, it definitely was. I mean, in comparison to other vaccines, I'm not saying that it's not possible. I mean, it's done already. The vaccine's already made. There's more than one company that made it. They came out around the same time. So, but that's just unprecedented. So, do you want to be the first guinea pig?
Hey, like I said, man, I signed up for that back in 2011.
But you look chill about it, bro. I saw you look a little like Mike Pence and Joe Biden after they got their shot. They're like,
after you sign that contract, bro, you just roll with it.
Did you see that video though of the I think they were in Houston where the second person to get vaccinated, and there were a bunch of I guess healthcare workers. The second it was a dude, and it was an empty one, and it was like an already depressed plunger. And then you didn't see that video?
No.
Oh, bro, it's been making splashes, bro. Everybody. And then there's another one of a girl that fainted after taking it, which a lot of stuff on the news is sensationalized, so you don't know what's what. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you believe half of what you hear and half of what you see. Is usually should be what is on the news, but still though, you know, all those things work against the vaccine, right? Don't you want to watch other people take it first? Why they try to make us take it first? That's what I'm trying to say. That's what I don't like. You know what I'm saying? That's already fishy to me. You know what I'm trying to say?
Hey, Latinos and blacks, we got front seats where we cut. They're letting us cut in line.
Yeah, and then so the president of Pfizer. They were like, are you going to take the vaccine? He's like, oh, no. I wouldn't want to take it away from somebody that really needs it. Fuck out of here, nigga. What? Yo.
We're in a plane. There's only a few parachutes right now.
Yeah.
Nah, man, I want to take my chances jumping without the parachute. I'm going
to call him. I'm going to give him mine. Yo, take mine, bro. You good. Whichever one's going to be mine is yours now.
It's okay, man. You can take the parachute. This plane's going to land soon.
No. But, and then on the other side, I mean, like everything, right? There's always a counter argument. So there's a lot of people, and you see this on the internet, right? Like for as strong as you'll feel, oh, I'm not taking that. Yeah, that's poison. There's another person that's like, oh, you're doing your country and your fellow man a disservice by not taking it because you're putting other people's lives in jeopardy, you know?
Right.
How do you think the Hispanic community, like this, because I've heard a lot of, you know, fellow compatriots speak that way. They're like, oh, my grandmother, you know, COVID, wear a mask, you know, like there's a lot of people that are serious about it too, that they don't take it as lightly. So,
that's interesting because like I don't know if you heard down in Dominican Republic, they passed this mandate that you can't have when they're doing the lockdown thing, it's pretty strict down there, and then they have the thing where it's like because you know there's a lot of cases down there for deaths of COVID in Dominican Republic, but the interesting thing is that like they've up the ante on the restrictions to like no alcohol consumption or selling of alcohol past 6. I was like, you can't tell Dominicans or any Hispanics to not sell alcohol or not to drink. No,
you know how the rules go over there though. They're kind of
as soon, they better not let people find out about those rules because it's gonna be like people are gonna break it on purpose. Like, and that's the thing too. It's like a lot of I don't know. It's I don't know if it has to deal with like whether you want to take the time and do all the research on it and everything. Because I'll be honest, I don't know too much about a lot of this. But at the same time, it's if somebody if you're not paying attention, all of a sudden some mandate or some order comes down where it's like, hey, this is required and it's non-negotiable.
Yeah.
Then now all of a sudden you're like, whoa, wait, what?
But
I don't have a choice in this matter. Like what's being put into my body?
That's what this whole year has been, though. No, this whole year has been kind of like not by choice. Nobody can go to work. Nothing can open. You know, and then that's another thing that they put like Sam over here. He's saying that there's a scheduled time that COVID will come out. You know, like it's a nightly disease and it varies by country. You know what I'm trying to say? Like in some countries it's 10, in some cities it's 11, in some cities it's 6.
You imagine, I'm glad I made it to my house by 5:59. I almost caught it. I'm sick.
You get it too, though. I mean, I understand that it's not exactly that it comes out at a certain time. They're trying to minimize it by, minimizing the amount of people out on the street or whatever the case is. But the thing is that it's ridiculous to think that you'll spread it more at night and you'll spread it less in the day. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, it doesn't matter what time you're out. If you're gonna catch it, you're gonna catch it. You know what I'm trying to say? So I don't know, man. And what do you think, bro? DR, like a country that you've been to, you think those people taking this vaccine, bro? You think they're gonna take that over there?
I live there. I don't even know if enough of them could get it or get to it to get it. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, they probably won't
I have a lot of like cousins and a lot of friends that like are Dominican, and this goes for any Hispanic that hasn't been to like their because a lot of us are born here in the United States. I was born here in the United States, but I visit Peru and Dominican Republic often. Mm-hmm. But the thing is, I have a lot of friends and a lot of family that haven't been to DR or Peru, and I'm sure if you're like Guatemalan or let me do this mention Guatemalteco, Mexicano, lo que sea.
Salvadoreño.
If you haven't been to your country in a while. Times have changed and things have progressed a lot, I would say. Unless you're from Venezuela, then I mean they're kind of but in Dominican Republic, for the most part, it's advanced a lot. So has the healthcare. I'm not saying it's perfect; it's still pretty bad. But at the end of the day, it'd be interesting to see how the Dominican Republic or the Latin American countries now will be able to give vaccines to the people, because they're not third world country. Like Dominican Republic's not a third world country anymore.
No,
like
not anymore.
Like a lot of like one of my neighbors, one of my friends, he's Dominican. He's from the Bronx. And he hasn't been to Dominican Republic in I think 15 years. 15 years? Oh, no, a little bit more than that. About 20 years. So a lot's changed since then. Know what I mean? The chances of you receiving medical help now in Dominican Republic is better than it was 10 years ago. But with something crazy like this, like how in a place where you would think there's more corruption, how are you gonna get those out to everybody? If it's
usually it's a smaller like malaria or Ebola, and it'll be a small emergency, and they will produce a vaccine. They'll send it to like hotspot Africa, wherever is you know what I'm trying to say. Yeah. But in this case, it's a worldwide thing where everybody needs it equally according to the top people. You know what I'm trying to say. So it's gonna be interesting to see how other countries respond to the vaccine when it's never really been a thing pushed in that country, and it's just like it's all new to a lot of us, you know, like this whole idea of the vaccine and all that stuff. And one thing that I think is that when it comes to vaccines and stuff like that, our attitude probably won't change when it comes to like fear of doctors, because like, you know, we started the podcast, we were talking about how we're very like reluctant to ask for help. The men in our Hispanic men, we don't really
we're really bad at that.
So it's usually a last resort. Like I need to go to the hospital, you know, like I'm in a situation where I know that this is worse than what I understand, so somebody else is gonna have to help me. So in a situation where I feel healthy, I feel fine, but I have to go to a doctor. Like, let's see how do people take towards that. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, I'm wondering with like a lot of the people that are like asymptomatic or that have the antibodies, like they call it. Yeah. How they're gonna react towards trying to get to take it. I mean, there's a lot of Americans that are just Latinos. I just like to pick, since this is our podcast, like we're doing a podcast. Just like focusing on us, because we're a little, like you said, we are a little bit more reluctant to medicine. Yeah. We're really big into, and the thing is, it's because it's worked. Like I said, like I use lemon salt and lemon salt and
ginger,
honey, and I'm good. Or a ginger, like like I'll get like a ginger tea. Mm-hmm. Boom, like you boil those roots after I drink it, I'm fine.
Now that you said that, you know, that's one thing that a lot of all our Latin countries, all our Hispanic countries feel, is that medicine has gotten far away from what medicine for us was, which was botanical type healing. You know, we use a lot of herbs, we use a lot of stuff like that, a lot of natural healing. It worked for you know, our ancestors, if you can say, you know, and then the modern type of medicine came out, and one thing that happened was that it became a big business, right? Medicine, doctors, look at the billions that are spent on this vaccine. So whenever there's business and money involved, it makes us more skeptical to think that they have our best interest at heart. You know what I'm trying to say? Or at least that's how I feel. I don't know how many people will agree with me there, but
I can agree with you there too. It's just also like the readiness, like how available it was to like our ancestors, and especially in like Latin countries where there's tons of like different types of fruits and herbs that we can pull from. Like I always joke about how there's really nobody starves in the Dominican Republic that lives out in the at least in Santiago. Like there's mango trees everywhere. There's, you know what I mean, I have a friend from Puerto Rico. He says the same thing too, and I have family in Puerto Rico, and they say the same thing. It's like it's hard to it's hard to starve out there, and a lot of the illnesses that people deal with here they don't deal with in Latin countries because they're part of their natural diet. Part of their diet is very natural. So a lot of these things here in the United States that isn't in our daily diet, where in other countries it's like they've been eating this the whole time, and then over here all of a sudden, all these properties found in ginger tea help you prevent cancer. Like, and then you think about it, like barely any of my like elder family in Dominican Republic ever caught cancer. Now that I think about it, and then they're like, oh, this thing right here, this herb prevents Alzheimer's, and you're like, like it usually takes to like my grandfather or uncle. Or great grandfathers at the age of like 90 something to even start forgetting things, and even then they'll still remember a lot. So I think it's because it's so distant from us when we come here to the United States, and also the quality. I don't know. There's quality, because sometimes when we see something in a box and it's promoted and advertised to us, we think it works. Like for example, painkillers, right? I'm not a big fan of painkillers because of the side effects. Like you get drowsy. Like, man, I got stuff to do, man. I can't. I mean, it hurts, but I can't sit here and take Tylenol or Advil whenever I'm hurting. Like, I roll out. You know what I mean? I try to find other ways to prevent myself from dealing with pain. So I become more of a preventative person than wait till the last minute to get hurt. I understand there's times like where you get your teeth pulled out. Like, bro, throw me a Vicodin. Like,
You take care of yourself.
I need something right now, but you know, for the most part, I try to take care of myself. So when I do get hurt, I'm not like bleeding out gushers or whatever, or the pain is not as bad because I work out pretty often. So when I do get sore, it's not crazy, and I don't need to take painkillers. I pay attention to the way I work and lift things, so that way when my back, because a lot of us, a lot of people that have, let's say, like strenuous work types of work,
Yeah,
like construction, laborers and stuff like that. Like eventually it does catch up to you, but
yeah.
But for the most part, if you wear a back brace, say you work in construction, I've worked in construction. Tony, you've worked in construction before, and wearing a back brace is like a must. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's part of being like. And it was funny is like when you look at Hispanics. When I used to do construction, all the Mexicans I work with, man, they all have back braces.
Is that they work smart? They work smart because they have to work. You know what I mean? They know how
and not only that, but once they found out that there's a natural way to prevent themselves from getting hurt, they go to the back braces. They won't be popping those.
Yeah.
Tylenol.
No, because I mean that's not a long-term solution. You know, that becomes actually a crutch.
Hey, shout out to DeNovo. What's up, man? Thanks for going through. It's Sam. I believe that's Sam. That's probably Pucci. That's probably my cousin, Sammy. I'm pretty sure it's Sammy.
So now that we're talking about. All right, so there's two types of mentalities, right? So there's us that, like, you're saying that you're very you're preventative, and then when you have to actually do something is usually a last resort. I'm definitely the same way. There's a lot of people that are more how much of this do you think is the placebo effect, meaning that it's like you don't have anything but you get it and you feel safer, but that's for the people that feel like they need it. You know what I'm trying to say? Like
maybe. Maybe people are just afraid because they're not sure if they got it or not, or if they do, if they can survive it. A lot of Hispanics here in the United States or Latinos, we're not healthy. A lot of blacks too in the community, we have an obesity problem.
It is Americans. I think it's just a culture.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like when you take a Latino or a Hispanic that comes from a Latin American country where our diets are mostly natural, and then you put us in the United States where everything's pretty much mass produced and has preservatives and all this stuff in it. Now we can't resort to like, oh, I've been eating healthy, I know I'm fine. You know what I mean? That there's a certain confidence that Hispanics have in
their diet,
in our motherlands, in their diet, where they're not too worried about it. But when you come here to the United States and then they start pumping all this knowledge at you about how our diets affect our immune systems, everybody here is like starts reflecting on their diet, like, whoa, I really don't eat natural foods. Man. I really don't work out that much, and if I catch this, something might happen to me.
But that's where the attitude that you have comes in, where you're preventative, right? That's what I guess a lot of people are missing. That's why they're so afraid of. I feel like your immune system is something that you can strengthen, just like muscles, something that you can strengthen, and that's what I guess we've been talking about with all the lemon and the garlic and the honey. All that stuff strengthens your immune system.
The ginger,
it's able to combat sicknesses on its own. There's sicknesses that are stronger than your immune system. I mean, people died from the plague, but when it comes to this one, I don't know. I know a lot of people get it. A lot of people recover. There's a mixed bag of like how strong or how deadly this disease actually is.
Yeah, I think too, the skepticism is what, like, from our family has rubbed off on us. The way my parents and my grandparents raised me, because I was even say like my grandparents from my Dominican side, they raised me in a way too, because I lived 3 years with them in Dominican Republic, and then I was mostly raised by my grandmother from my father's side. She's Peruvian. They have things like uña de gato, all these like natural stuff and teas, like, you know what I'm saying? So my grandmother, I don't know, if, like, she would feed me these natural, like, that's where I got the whole lemon, salt, and honey thing from, and it's always worked for me. And then I see other people, I tell other people to try it, they try and it works for them. So I'm like, hey, this works. So as I get older, it sticks with me, and I never want to drop that. So even I would even say for like the younger generation, like the Generation Z, because I'm a millennial, and I'm 31. For the younger generation, I'm starting to see these TikToks. Like, I don't know if it's a funny thing because they know how their grandparents are, and the grandparents are like, no, like that vaccine, this and that. Like, if you take it, like, don't worry about it. Use garlic, whatever. Like your grandmother. Yeah. I think they when it's going to appeal to their rebellious nature, and then also it's going to make them feel more Hispanic, because I see a lot of the young Generation Z people trying to reflect their old, like, I know it's like there's a lot of stereotypes that I've talked about it before, but there is something attractive about our culture You know what I mean? Like the attitudes, like the grandma's putting the chancletas and all this stuff. Like, there's something in that formula that worked on us. You know what I mean? Because it kept us from doing a lot of stupid things.
There's a discipline. There's a discipline being raised. Yeah.
And we deviate from a lot of the stuff. So our grandparents have tried to instill in us, and our parents. We find out we end up getting sick, or we end up like our kids start getting out of control, and then we like to resort back to. You know what I mean? When we're not sure, we resort back to that. And I think with this vaccine, with Generation Z, the younger generation, they're resorting back to what their grandparents are telling them.
Yeah, that might be
deep inside of them. Something deep inside of them.
What's the newest? What do you call it? The newest generation. What's it called?
Generation Z.
Generation Z. That's the youngest kids.
I think that's what they're called.
I don't know, bro. The thing about that generation is that I feel like they have like this combination of know-it-allness with no humility, bro. Like, how could you know more? You're so young. You're so much younger than everybody. How do you know so much? Because of the internet. That's what. So I don't know. I feel like that's the people I would be pro-vaccine because science. Hello.
Well, I'm like not seeing that though. That's why. That's why I like.
That's shocking. Right?
When you told me about like, hey, let's talk about this, I was like, yes, because. I thought I would be the one going like, "Hey, get off my lawn" type deal, like the old person that's gonna like I've become the old guard. No, the young ones, the youngest are skeptical about it too.
Yeah, bro. But you know what? It's all this health consciousness that is. There's always, I mean, everything is there's always like a counter. There's like an equal and opposite reaction. So if it was a while in this country, bro, it was baconators and 17 burgers on top of burgers, you know, and that's what people were eating, and donut sandwiches and whatever. And then all of a sudden, you know, they're like McDonald's, you know, we need salads, you know, like people, yeah, they're like, oh, we need a fruit, a vegetable every once in a while. And that's when now it's going the other way. Now they're like, oh, don't have any steak. That's actually bad for you. So it's like people are always rocking one way and rocking the other, and they never find the balance, bro. Like they go too far. They go too far either way. And I think that the key to life is balance. So if this is the balance, right? This is Tony. Escucha las palabras de Tony. El balance es, si tú estás enfermo, pues ponte la vacina. Pero si tú no estás enfermo, pues no te lo pongas. Ya, y eso es todo, ¿verdad? Pero la gente, yo no sé. Se descontrolan, bro.
That's true. But I mean, like you said, though, what about those people that will argue that, like, oh, if you don't take it, then you can spread it. But then the people that take it,
they're worried about other people. Then they're not worried about themselves. That's
I see.
That's where there's the balance. You can worry about your family, of course, you know. But if you're worried about me passing it to your family, that's stupid, because like if you live in North Carolina and I live in Florida, it's not gonna be me. I'm not gonna be the one to do it. So just worry about you and yours, and as long as y'all good, you good, you know. And I don't know, just keep your eye open, because like stuff is going on right now that, oh man, and it's all worldwide. This is like end of days, right? It feels like it. I don't know.
It feels like, I don't know if it's like sensationalized because of social media. It's funny because I made a post for this live, and like Instagram slapped me with they already censored me, bro. Yeah. There was like, or at least they tag in like the bottom, like, hey, like information's about vaccine. And I'm pretty sure this one's gonna get flagged too because of my title. But I was like, you know what I mean? Like right now I'm not at a Joe Rogan status where they'll cancel me just yet.
Enough people heard us already.
They also saw that I was Hispanic, and they're like, all right, let's be careful with this one. Like, we don't want to get them all. We don't want them all getting pitchforks and coming after us.
I will call AOC quick. So I'll come over here and fight for me.
Like, I wonder what her take is on it.
I don't know. I think that she's probably crying somewhere because she lost her thing that she lost by a large margin.
She lost something? Oh, yeah, okay. She passed something.
Yeah. Oh no. It was they wanted to use her in Joe Biden's cabinet.
Oh yeah.
Ended up using someone else, and a corporate person, you know. So she's shocked, but everybody that knows politics knows that's just how it goes, you know. That's the game, bro. Hey, it always happens.
So speaking of like preventative measures, right? Health and all that stuff. With our ancestors, I say ancestors, but like it's like my grandmother is from my parents are from my dad's from Peru and my mom's from Dominican, so it's not like that far removed. But like I mean, it's not like it's been 3 generations since one of us was in the motherland. No, but so like with the preventative measures that they take, like my Papa Luis, which was like my great grandfather, died at 95, I believe, 95, and then my Mama Ana, who was my great grandmother, she died at 98. So they lived pretty long lives, and she was pretty sharp like till the end. So I don't know, like here in the United States, I think it's hard because as we become a larger community here in the United States, to help. I don't know. Do you think that the younger generations should start listening to the older generation when it comes to, or do you think the older generations also? Because I see a lot of like,
really.
because I used to think what like my grandmother did with the eggs was like unhealthy. Like, I mean, at least it was like.
What did she do? What was the eggs?
So the way she cooks the eggs, and they do this in Dominican Republic a lot too, is like they'll take the oil,
yeah,
and they'll throw the egg instead of flipping the egg.
Yeah,
this is genius for like people that are Hispanic that are watching this.
They spoon it.
They take the oil and they flip the oil on top of the egg.
I've seen that before.
So they don't have to flip the egg and make a mess. They just they just fling it. And I used to be like, man, cuánta grasa, like.
Yo, oily egg, bro. When you get it, bro, it's drenched.
Yeah.
Oil.
But at least those eggs, you mean I went and grabbed those eggs from out back. I don't know how I don't know how crazy eggs here in the United States, like how unnatural can you make an egg? I mean, it's still got to come out of the chicken, but
I mean, they pump them full of hormones, and like if you ever had a real egg, which you said that you took one from the back, they're usually like funny colors.
Blue. I told people there's green eggs, that they have green eggs.
Yeah, they're funny colors and they're small. They're not very big. They're not huge. And the eggs over here are, what the heck is a jumbo egg, bro? You know what I'm saying? Extra jumbo and
from a jumbo chicken.
Yeah, like you know what I'm trying to say? Like what they training these. They're in the NBA of chickens, chicken NBA, and they're getting bigger. You know. So
let's if all the Hispanics were on the abuelita diet, right? From the motherland, would you think this virus would be as bad, would hit us as bad?
No, it would be way worse, bro, because abuelitas are the ones behind you going, ponte un coat. Ponte tu coat. Hey, no salga así. Ponte algo aquí, no, tápate. Mira, te enfermaste, déjame ponerte alcoholizado. And they rub you with alcohol. Only grandmas do that, bro. Your wife's not going to do that, bro. She don't know how yet. She has to become older and become grandma status to be like, oh, health. Because I feel like this is a big part of it. Is not a Hispanic thing. It's just a human being thing. Is as you go through life, your collective experiences, they just keep adding on top of each other. So by the time you get to grandpa age, you have so much wisdom to impart. And for a snot-nosed kid to not listen to you, it just makes you mad. This is what it is. So you gotta throw chancleta every once in a while. By that time, it's okay. You deserve it.
You know what's crazy? Like my mom and my grandmother never threw a chancleta at me. I never had the experience. Like whenever I hear people talk about the chancleta joke, I do it for the people that had that experience. A lot of my cousins did.
Yeah.
But not me. Like my mom, right? For me, it was la correa. Like it was always the belt.
It was my pop. My pop was a disciplinarian, but maybe that's what it is in some households where there was no like not a father figure. Then I mean that's a woman's discipline is chancleta because the
boomerang. I think.
Yeah, it's hit him with whatever. But it's like usually when your mom throws a chancleta, it's kind of funny, right? Like it's not like
I would not be able to keep a straight face if somebody threw a chancleta at me.
Yeah, that's like George Bush. He almost caught it, bro. George Bush. No, but when your dad is gonna discipline you, that's a different story, bro.
Yeah, my dad was fast too. Like I wouldn't be able to run away either.
No, and
I ran away from whenever my grandmother tried to spank me, I'd be able to.
Only word. Yeah, if you run away from your grandma the whole time you're laughing, right? Or your mom the whole time you're laughing and it's funny. But if you run away from your dad, then it's just worse for you. Like
the farther you get, the more it's gonna hurt.
Let me just get my punishment. But I think that's what it is, bro. Like we to some degree, us as people, we need that, bro. That's why there's a lot of loudmouths walking around, just doing whatever they want to do, and nobody's ever checked them, bro. Like everybody needs to get checked at least once, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, bro. So check me with the vaccine, bro. I just pop it in me. That's it. I need to get checked. It's over. But this is a good podcast. This is, Hodge Twins. This is a damn good show.
Wait, so if it came down to it, right, and it was like required, you go ahead and take it?
Yo, the thing is I can say no, but what what option do I have, bro? If it's just me, it's like, you know, 1 against a million is like gonna be hard. The only real option I have is moving, maybe going to another country, but to who knows when they'll implement that in another country, even if it's regressed and it happens later. If it's a worldwide thing that they're trying to usher in, then it's gonna happen no matter what I do, bro. I'm an ant.
The fact that they're trying to make it like there's talk about it like being like required, like forced, like you're forced. I think people just don't like that term, like being forced to do something. You know what I mean?
They're gonna have to sneak. They're gonna have to give it to us in a sneaky way. I mean,
like I'll tell you, Bad Bunny album, the next Bad Bunny album, La Cura.
Yeah,
you will be like, damn.
Yeah, bro, they're gonna have to like you open
it out. Your earbuds.
They're gonna have to be in a Christmas lechon and or a bottle of coquito this year. Oh man, bro.
No, so yeah, so yeah, I think I honestly think it comes down to like whether we're being forced to or not. I bet if there wasn't talk about that, people would be like trying to like race for it.
Well, if they didn't force us, then it would be America. Like that's what it's supposed to be. Like take it if you want to take it, and if you don't want to take it, don't take it. But if they want to make everybody take it, then that's a little bit different. But there's going to be people that take it willingly. There's already people that have gotten it. You know,
I see a lot of people taking it just because it's like one of those things where people are like,
yeah.
"Oh, you're doing a disservice to me. All right, man, I'll take it for you." You know what I mean? Like,
the social, but that's what they're counting on, man. It's the same thing as the masks.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It's kind of like, all right, man, if it makes you shut up, like, so, like for me, for example, like, I really don't. I think the mask thing is ridiculous. One, because
I hate
people are wearing the same mask over. So one of my friends, matter of fact, he might be watching, but he was walking somewhere and they told him, "Oh, they got y'all trained to wear masks now." And he was like, "Man, what the?" But I was like, "Hey, man, if you think about it, though, why are you wearing the mask? Are you doing it to prevent COVID, or are you doing it because they told you to?" He's like, "Well, I'm doing it to prevent COVID." I was like, "Okay, so if you're doing it to prevent COVID, what type of mask are you using?" "Well, I'm using one of those surgical masks." "Do you have a new one every day?" "Well, no." I was like, "Are you using any designer masks?" "Yeah." So you can't cotton.
Yeah.
Are you washing it every day? You know, the only masks that are actually, and this is all like
CDC.
I mean, this isn't a scientific pocket. I don't want to be giving misinformation, but the thing is that this I do know for the masks the masks that get rewashed that that medical personnel use. It's a specific type of material. It's a special type of mask because when you wash things, it deteriorates the material. So going back to the first question, are you wearing the mask because you want to prevent COVID? If that's the case, then you should be. And if that's the case for all of us, then there should be a guideline of which one we should be wearing, and the guidelines to how. But how are you gonna police that? How are you gonna tell if somebody washed their mask or not? How are you gonna tell that a new mask is being? Know what I'm saying?
Here's the thing. If COVID-19 was a disease where people dropping like flies in the street, then people wear the damn thing because they would be like, "Oh, I'm gonna die if I don't." But since it's not, and it's a thing where it's just like, all right, it's people are gonna look at me funny if I go into the store without my mask. That's really what it is. I don't want people to look at me dirty. I don't want to be judged. I don't want to stand out. I don't want to be the only one not like doing the thing, because then there's people like you say that they're bold and they'll come up to you and go like, "Oh, you're a murderer. You're killing me." Or whatever, you know, like, and make you feel some type of way. But really, if the disease was a deadly disease, that it was like, you know, the plague or whatever it is, then like, you know, you'd hear about it, bro. You see, like, not that you would hear about it on the news, like because you hear about it, but you'd see about it, like you see it physically and you go, wow, this is. I'd wear 3 masks, bro. Like you wouldn't have to sell me on the idea. But the fact that they try to sell me on the idea makes me like, who are you trying to convince? Are you trying to convince me, or are you trying to convince yourself? You know what I'm trying to say? Like that's what I feel when that's what it feels like. Whenever they're, "Oh, take the vaccine, you need it, you really need it." It's like you're trying to convince me, but like you're not. It's not working. You know what I'm trying to say? That's how I feel towards all that stuff, because I feel healthy. So it's like you can't convince me that I'm sick when I'm not. You know, like it's not gonna happen. You know, and you can't convince me that I'm like contagious either. You know, like that's just how I feel. But there's a lot of people that probably feel like this, but that's the problem. Like now feeling this way is wrong. Like I thought it was allowed to feel the way you feel, you know, like I have a feeling and I can go with my feeling, but now it's like the social pressure, and that's more than jail, bro. Like there was an episode of Black Mirror. I don't know if you ever saw it, but the guy gets blocked.
No, I haven't seen that.
All right,
I heard it's a good show. It's kind of like a Twilight on steroids.
Yeah, exactly. Twilight Zone. Yeah, it's very like
Twilight Zone.
Trippy. So like the guy gets blocked. He's a criminal, and that's his punishment. He gets like released into we're gonna release you because he helped them with something, and it's John Hamm. Is I think it's season 3, and so at the end of the episode he gets released, right, back into the regular world, but he's blocked. So basically, he sees gray blobs. He can't see nobody. And when they look at him, they see like this red staticky figure, which looks creepy too. But they know that he's like, oh, this guy is no good. But that's how it feels. Go outside without a mask. You're a red staticky figure. Everybody's looking at you like, whoa, this guy's blocked over here. What is he doing? He's blocked. He's not supposed to be here. You know what I'm trying to say? That's how it feels, bro. It's
you feel like so going back to like our people, like, do you think Latinos like care about that? I honestly feel like most Hispanics are like just in our nature, even the ones that like say, hey, we should wear a mask. I even feel like they like.
Do you really believe it though? Like that's like you said, you poke holes through it. Like if you ask somebody enough questions, you know, like, oh, you're wearing a mask because of this, because of that, and then you ask them the right questions, you'll get to the source of it, which is like, man, I just want to go to the stove. You know?
Yeah. Okay, no me jodan. I think that's the biggest thing. Like, I mean, if I go into business and they want me to wear it, hey, I'll wear it, man. If whatever floats your boat, man. If it makes you happy, you know what I mean? If I don't mess up your day and I wear the mask for you, this is your business. It's your business, bro. Like, I understand. I'll put it on. It doesn't hurt me to put it on. You know what I mean? Exactly. I mean, it creates these little annoying little marks on my ear, but you know. It's not gonna hurt me to. Yeah, it's not gonna hurt me to put it on.
You know, it's funny, bro. I went to the liquor store and I have forgot my mask, which is something that's like, I mean, it happens to everybody, right? So, so I went like
drive back home. It's worse than forgetting your headphones before going into the gym.
It was the worst feeling. But I was like, I'm already here. I'm not gonna like leave. So I went in like this, and I just try to do my thing. And the guy's like, hey, wear your mask. I'm like, oh, I don't have it. He's like, no, get out. I was like, damn, bro, like that, son? I'm covering my. What's the difference? Listen, what's the difference? This is the same thing master made of. No, nothing, bro. But that's what I mean. It's like now I can't go to the store. I'm blocked. You know what I mean?
Bro, there's so much misinformation in this podcast. Hey, I just want to be clear. We're just being real. This podcast is about being real, like dissecting like the thought process behind it, because like Latinos, we have a way of thinking, you know what I mean? Where I honestly think most of us do it just to I just want to go to the store. I just don't want people to bother me. I'll wear it, you know what I mean? There's not much of us that are actually scared about it. I just think like Latinos, we're very like the Hispanic community, we're very bold. You know what I mean? We're not afraid to do a lot of things. That's why like Dominicans do crazy things, and Hispanics like I say Dominican, but even in Peru they'll do crazy things. Like they'll put 4 people on a 4, sometimes more. On a motorcycle, on a motoconcho, you mean like or a motorcycle taxi, or they always fit one more in there. It's like, bro, you can get into an accident. Like they have a tank in the back rolling back and forth that could explode if they get it.
I made out of propane. Bro, they push the limits, and that's the thing. You only know how safe or unsafe something is by push. Like if somebody says, "Hey, don't touch that. That's hot," and you touch it and it's not hot. You go, "It's not hot. What are you talking? It's never even been hot." You know, but other people are gonna be like, other people would be like, "Oh, I'm not gonna touch that." But then sometimes you might touch something and it is hot, bro. You know, that's the thing. But there's always somebody that's like, "Well, I'm gonna do it anyway." And that's the only person that knows for sure. You know what I'm trying to say? Like about the thing. So when you go to these other countries, that's the reason we come from that, bro. Like we don't have, like in other countries, we don't have like, I mean, a lot of us were raised here. So that's the mentality that we have. You have the mentality of where you're from. But when you start to travel and stuff like that, then your mind opens up a little bit to how other people live, you know? So when you go to other countries, you see it big time. Like you're like, man, yo, they don't have any of the commodities that we have here. Or they don't have a lot of them. They have some of them, but they don't need them really, and we don't either. You know, like life, bro, goes on, bro. Like you really don't need a lot. That was my point. Like, because in Dominican Republic, it's pretty like where I used to live in Santiago. It used to be the Campo. Now it's pretty advanced now. Like I said, Dominican Republic is not a third world country, and they got a lot of stuff there now that would kind of like give you that type of life, that feeling that you're in the United States, kind of. Obviously, there's always a glimpse of the old DR around. You see like a donkey. They're loading every once in a while. You won't see that much in the States.
in the city, but at the same time, it's like a lot of the stuff that they can live without over there, and it's been they try to introduce like a newer way of living down there, and people, they like they're cool with their old way of doing things.
No, but it's true because there's McDonald's over there, right? So you think, okay, McDonald's, let me go get a Big Mac or whatever. Nah, if you go over there, it's a McMango, and they only have they have like stuff based on the country. Because the thing is, you're gonna have a hard time changing culture that way. Like you know what? Like if that's what people do, then you have to adapt somewhat to that culture. You know what I'm trying to say? So but when it comes to here, bro, I feel like the United States is the trendsetters of the world. So what happens with this vaccine here is gonna happen in a lot of other places. This is like the test run. Whatever happens here is gonna happen everywhere else, or that's the example that's followed in the world.
Yeah, it just sucks for other countries because over here we have the states, so there's like each state tries to be independent and kind of do their own way of doing things. But like in DR, once DR wants to do what in a lot of other South Latin countries, once they want to do what US does, the whole country gets it.
and that's how they see it. And that's how other countries see the United States sometimes, bro. They're like, oh, Miami. They're talking about the whole country, you know, or Nueva York. They're talking about the whole place. Oh, sí, yo iba a Nueva York. They're talking about they went to California, but it's the same thing. It's all one thing. Like California, you fui a California. Yeah. It's all, you know what I'm trying to say? So they don't know the nuances here of between states. Like, Florida is living it up. I mean, I don't know how many people from Florida, but I know y'all see us on the news. We're going to the club. You know what I'm trying to say? We go to Chick-fil-A, bro. It's open on Sunday here, baby. I know y'all mad.
It was on Sunday.
Yeah, bro. Y'all Uber eating what? Cold tostones from yesterday.
Right now we have.
My bad.
Hey, but if you from the Bronx and nothing new, they've been delivering there, man.
Nah, bro. There's nothing that you can't get over there. But it just sucks, bro. Like, I mean, New York is a lit city, but now it's not lit. It's off. You know, they turned it off. Yo, you can't do that for how long? And the people in New York, bro, they don't play that, dog. Like, you can only do that so long until people bubble up, bro. Because, like, especially in a city like that, bro, like where está encerrado, that's another set of problems, you know? Yeah. So, like, that's another crazy thing that is like, okay, now everything's locked down. Maybe that's part of it. They pick these cities to do specifically, okay, these cities are locked down. Before we open up, people gotta start taking this vaccine because, we ain't gonna be able to open up if people don't take this vaccine. If you're trying to go to La Marina this summer, you better take this vaccine. That's what they're telling people in New York,
Yeah. Damn. Well, man, I think we pretty much got into the Latino psyche, or like, this is a good topic. I'm glad you brought it up. That we should talk about it. And for our viewers, hey, if there's some more topics that y'all would like us to talk about, like I said, it's La Cultura. I mean, obviously, this doesn't just apply to the Latino community; it applies to a lot of other communities. But it's fun to talk about, like, the way we think about things, and we are a diverse people. So, I mean, you have people on both sides that think a certain way. It's just cool to talk about and go in depth into, like, the history of the way our grandparents think and the difference between the generations, and because we all live here in the United States, our culture is growing. But yeah. Please subscribe, and then, of course, hit the bell, because subscribing really doesn't mean anything. Like, if you subscribe, that's cool. It looks good as your numbers because it shows how many people are subscribed to you. But, like, to get people to actually watch, like, the bells helps because it'll let you know when we go live again, and you can pop in for a little bit and see what we're talking about at least. But if you don't hit the bell and you just subscribe, then maybe you'll see it on your feed. Maybe if you're the type of person like me that likes to scroll through my YouTube app. And
if you pop on and you see me talking, you already know I don't know what I'm talking about, bro. I'm just talking.
Yeah. None of us. Hey, disclosure. None of us are scientists here. I mean, like, that's why we leave the comment section open, and that's why I always. That's always like.
This is everybody's entitled to your own opinion type podcast, But that's what we come with. We come with our opinion. I feel like a lot of people have the same one, though. I'm not gonna lie,
there it is.
There it is, bro. But that's La Cultura.
La Cultura.
Yo, take us out, bro, with a song.
Hey, no, you need I still need to figure that part out. What are you talking about? Like, song in the background?
Or just play one of your songs, bro. Play something. No. Like with a screen or a YouTube video with the.
Oh man, I want to give a shout out to that new kid, man. I feel like I need to make that a separate video.
Oh yeah, you might have to.
Like Edwin J.
But you can still play here. You guys give people the preview.
Yeah. So for the people that were there tuned into our last podcast or whatever, I was talking about bachata in the mainstream and like who's out there, and DeNova actually started playing his music on the live, and man, the energy behind this kid, man, like I don't know if he's gonna keep doing some more bachata, but if he keeps doing more bachata and does it like that, because he has some other ones, they're kind of like Vicente from Vicente Garcia stylish, which is not bad, but I don't think it kind of falls into the noise of it all. Okay. But when that one track he's got though, that if he keeps that energy, that swag, that style, bro, like
that's a very classic sound.
I was watching it at like I think it was around midnight, and bro, I was tired, and I heard that I was just like, oh, like I played it like 8 times, bro.
Te despertó, eh?
Let me see here. I think I just gotta share screen it. What I'll do is stop screen, share screen, because I'm gonna see if this works because it's all about the audio. Let me see. Share audio. All right, I'm gonna share this. Yo. Can you hear that?
Yeah.
All right. Hey, let me.
This is J, baby.
Bro, I left my weed in the back.
Yeah, bro, I got you.
Bachatea!
Oh yeah!
It's my weed.
Corre como sea, nada la para, la jeva está loca.
Subscribe.
Dude, who's on that requinto?
Escuchando trap, o sea, va variando.
They blocked his head out. Like, he's like in the dark.
It makes me want to play a little bit.
Nada la para, la nueva está loca. Prende una y se emborracha. Ya no hay dolor en sus ojos.
Bro.
Ya no hay break, maní, no le tire para atrás. Ya no hay dolor en sus ojos.
That's funny because that's one of the questions that I asked too.
No le tire
What's
para
that?
atrás.
If this kind of music can come back to modern, like the old school style.
Bro. That part right there gets me. It's like, oh, my throat's hurting right now. But bro, like, you're you're just like, bro, that's like some Bee Gees. That's some Bee Gees shit right there, bro. Look at him. Look at yo, the energy though, man.
It's type video too.
I want to see this dude perform live.
You might get the chance because we live in Florida once again. Florida's open. Florida's open.
See, I think he's down in Dominican Republic.
Oh, for real, he's over there.
A lot of his videos. Yeah, he just posted a video where he's performing.
He's pretty new, bro. This song is new.
Dude, it just came out like not too long ago. He's been around, but like he doesn't have much followers or anything. So I don't know. I think this is a song. If this gets proper exposure, it's gonna get him a lot of attention.
I think so.
I mean, it's already got my attention. Like a lot of the requintos that I follow, they've been on live and they've talked about this song.
It's popular. It has a very classic sound, like a Teodoro sound.
Hey. Maní.
Ya no hay dolor en sus ojos. Ya no hay break,
like a Frank Ocean.
No le tiren para atrás. No le llames ni le escribas que ya la menor no va a regresar.
I swing.
Dale un saco de banda que ya te dio.
Sácala a bailar.
Vuelve para atrás. Ay, no la detenga que se va. La chamaca está 100% bloqueada y no va a regresar.
Hey.
¿Qué lo que?
I need to go buy some drugado, bro.
Pero el lunes, loco, date quieto. Dame un té de jengibre y miel.
Jengibre, Spike.
Hey, hey, hey. With the live DJ.
Yeah.
Ya no hay dolor en sus ojos.
Look at song.
Ya no hay break, maní. No le tires para atrás.
Just when you thought it was over.
Oh.
That was tight. That was tight. I like it. Gerson de Leon. Oh, that's the director.
Yo.
Okay. That's good work, yo. They do good work in DR, bro. They coming up, bro. They stay starting to. This shit impressive.
He's down in DR. I don't know, man. I don't know who he's working with or who he knows or whatever. But like, I mean, that kid's a problem, bro.
Yo, bro. To be honest with you, I like videos like that better. He's just like the band performing, just live energy. And
Yeah,
stuff.
I don't.
You see like Joey Betas and Romeo's videos. Those shits are depressing, bro. Like some of these videos, they're all slow motion. It's like, yo, does anyone walk in regular speed in this motherfucker? Like everybody's slow as fucking these videos. You know, es un hombre que perdone, and they're all
Famous
walking.
Romeo. Famous Romeo.
Christ. Yeah, and then he's always looking like his look, you know, his gaze rises. His dark gaze. But yeah, man, I like videos like that, bro. I'm ready for I'm ready to boil away some of this fat, you know, all this extra stuff. We don't need it, bro. We don't need all this other stuff, bro. We need talent, raw talent, stuff like this, bro. The good stuff, you know. Stuff that you feel that you don't really have to think about too much. You like it because you like it, right? I see that you like it.
I love it, man. And
more of that.
Some of the most picky people I know. Some of the most picky people I know really like that.
You see what I mean, bro? Hey, you know it's hard to musicians are very. This is tijera, some tijerero loco. Like the first ones to like jump. I hate it. You know, like because that's how it is, bro. That's how it is. I mean, and you can't be. I mean. You can only be honest. You know what I'm trying to say? If you don't like it, you don't like it. You can't lie about it. You could tell somebody, oh no, I like it, but in your heart, you know what's up. So if you really like something, that's the truth. You know?
True,
when you like a song like that, this song's fire, bro. So let's do more of those, bro. That's what is gonna win the mainstream, I think. The mainstream,
yeah, it is.
The mainstream radio. The mainstream right now, bro, the reggaeton stuff, just like everything else, it has its day, it's gonna get old, bro. Because there was a time like reggaeton's never really died, but
it's only got more. It's got more popular in my opinion.
Never really died, but it actually has though. It hasn't and it has. See, the thing is, it changed into trap at some point. It just became trap and became rap. It was like you know, like all the rhythms became that. They became the Migos. You know, you know, like it became that flow because that's the popular flow. But at one point, that was reggaeton. At one point, right? It was a different type of.
I think they're kind of bringing it back.
It's coming back now, but it's coming all the way full circle. But that's bachata too. Bachata went very modern. You know, they try to put all types of trumpets and strings and and the orchestra and and they did all this stuff. And now it's boiling back down to what we just heard, Bro,
he's young too. I wonder how old he is. And I also want to know who the requinto is on that. That guy was going ham, and if he's gonna stay with that band like that, because I see him doing a lot of practices on his Instagram, and like inside. So he's really into that, like getting together with his boys and practicing, which is like it's a very Dominican. Like I used to do. A lot of performances down like in my little area, nothing crazy, all right. But I would go over like a friend's house and we'd all jam out like a jam session. You know what I mean? Yeah, they do that a lot in New York too. A lot of the bachateros that I follow on Instagram, they do that in New York too. They do it all the time. Like I don't know if you Ivan Requinto, he's always getting together with his boys.
And they play all the Anthony Santos songs ever made, bro. That's whatever happens. That's all.
Manny, my who was I don't know if he's ever gonna come back, but Manny, who used to be my co-host here, he's really big into that too. Getting together. That's kind of something that I was a little jealous about. Was like being down in the South that we don't do that much down here in Florida.
It's hard to get people to link.
Yeah, but in New York, man, it's like all the time. Like people. The bachateros. Yeah, he does. So he's doing that down in DR, and I believe it's DR. Like, don't quote me, but like some of his music videos, like you look at like the I was about to say infrastructure. You look at some of the houses and some of the what do you call that? The architecture. And I'm like, bro, that's DR. That's DR. That's not Florida. No. So and a lot of his music videos, well, 2 of the videos he has, I'm pretty sure are in DR. Because I mean, when you got like a bunch of videos and they all start looking like the same place, it's
you can figure out by the background. Yeah, you're like, okay,
by the background and everything and stuff like that. One of them music videos.
He looks Dominican to me. He looks like he looks like a Dominican.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's Dominican. Yeah, he's definitely but yeah, he's talented. He has a bunch of other songs that he sings. Like, he's good in all these genres too. Like the Vicente Garcia style, he's good at that.
Supposedly he's Dominican too, right? Vicente Garcia.
Yeah, he's Dominican. Yeah. He's good at. He's also really good at like that. I would say kind of acoustic guitar. You know what I mean? Unplugged type of style. Yeah. He's good at that too. So I mean, he's got a lot of options. And I always criticize Royce for this, because Royce started off with reggaeton. It was like a duo.
Yeah.
And then an R&B-ish, and then he did bachata. Made a hit with his bachata. He kept doing more, but then he tried. In my opinion, he's always trying to go back to pop every time, and he belongs in bachata, even though he appeals to middle schoolers and always will, because of his style.
He's a Disney star.
Yeah, but like this kid, I feel like if he keeps doing bachata like this, he's gonna like, because it has. I've seen people try to do this before. That style of bachata, that's almost like the old school.
It is
bachata. It sounds a lot like it, but
the new age lyrics.
The style, the swag he has, he looks natural in it. Like, it looks like he's comfortable with that style he has. Mm-hmm. The way he's performing is also like the OG way, like the very like in, you know what I mean?
He has a modern flair to him. He has he looks like a Frank Ocean or something. He like has
progressions too. Like the way he was singing too was very. It mixed like a modern version versus like with the old version very well. I think this is the best I've seen those 2 worlds mix.
Mm-hmm. Better than the Romeo albums. The whole Romeo album.
Romeo to me will always be modern bachata, and he crushes it. He's like the king of that.
But that Utopia though, like, you know how like it was, because this and Utopia are kind of like in the same avenue, right? They have like the new school old school merger.
Yeah, I would say more though that Utopia feels like. It's a bunch of like old heads doing their style bachata, and then Romeo hopped on a feature. Even though they're songs, it feels like it's like Teodoro featuring Romeo, Luis Vargas featuring Romeo.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it feels like. Yeah,
that's what it feels like, which I love. I enjoyed that album for what it is. Know what I mean? I like some of the lyrics and some of the song titles. I'm like, but it sounded great. And there's a few songs in there, because I did a podcast this while back when it first came out. I was pumped. Me and Manny did a whole episode on how much we loved it.
Yeah,
I loved it, and I still love it today. But it definitely felt like Romeo was like, hey, I'm gonna go and hop on these tracks with the OGs, and we're gonna sound. It's gonna be their sound.
So this guy over here, like the kid that we just So if he
Edwin J. No. We're experiencing some technical difficulties. Tony, see if I get him to hop back on the chat. Tony.
Hello.
All right, you're back. All right, yeah. So yeah, I was about to hit you up on the other side to see if we can get you back in. What was your question?
No, I was saying that me and Denova were talking about Teodoro, that a lot of his songs sound the same, but they're different. Like once you're listening to them, they're like, oh no, this is this one and this is that one, you know. So this kid, he could do the same thing. He could do something like that. Like he could keep the classic sound and have that, you know, that type of bachata, because Teodoro has a signature sound, right? You would say, and to me, that's the closest that this kid, his chords, his voice. No, his voice is, you know, is the voice of a young kid, you know, but. The overall sound, like the shape of the sound, has this Teodoro feel to it to me. So,
yeah, it does.
What do you think, bro? What do you think? Like a whole album of Teodoros? style hits.
I think
That'd be dope.
I mean, like, because he likes the other styles too. It's just, I mean, it's up to him, man. Like,
But you think
like,
that's the one that fits him the best? Like,
it's funny because we're probably like the first people doing a podcast on him like this, and like I'm definitely
I
gonna
haven't
check
heard
this
him.
thing.
I haven't heard him yet.
Yeah, just from what I like, because we just saw a post from Romeo talking about Espejito and all that stuff.
Yeah, I got everybody in their feelings.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, a lot of us understand that old school type bachata will never be mainstream like that. It has its place but the way this kid, the package is what I'm saying. Like the way he looks, his swag, the way he's singing, it's like that's a young kid, and that's a kid with swag. So I feel like the people that don't like bachata, because a lot of, and this is what a lot of my cousins in Peru, they like bachata, but they don't really like the island sounding bachata, if that makes any sense. You know what I mean?
They like the modern stuff. They like
Romeo, like
Love and
Prince Royce. Not even Toby Love, just Prince Royce and Romeo. Like honestly, just those two.
Popular billboards. The billboard
just those two. Like just
no,
those
but
two.
The first time you mentioned to me the mainstream, like I had like this. I guess I was a little confused because when I think of the mainstream, I'm thinking of like Ed Sheeran, The Weeknd, and Bad Bunny. Like they're in the same mainstream to me. Like when you can go anywhere in the world and they're playing your song, any country, and you're mainstream. But there's a different type of mainstream for specifically our music, because there's a mainstream for us, and that's like salsa, like what they play on the radio, like the radio hits. But it's true, bachata, bro. Like to this day, they're still playing Monchi and Alexandra, bro, like on the radio. Like they're not really supporting anyone. Like
I just heard that song on the Latin station.
I would rather hear this song for a little while, I mean, don't kill it, but play this song for a little bit. Yeah, on the radio, like it's time to like open up the selection, bro. Like give people
I think this kid could do it. I think he could bring that style that would have is the way he did it and the way he sang it.
Yeah.
Because you can have that sound in the back with somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can throw in an OG in there, it won't make it in the mainstream. It's him.
That's true.
It's him. The way he sang it, the way he performed.
He's marketable. He's also marketable because of his image. Like he's a young kid, like you said.
He looks natural in it.
If he was like an old dude, I don't know. And you got like Anthony Santos with his Beijing hair.
Yeah. Now, this kid, no homo. The kid's a handsome kid. I think he can go places with that. But like I said, I don't. It's not up to us to determine what he wants to do because he's a talented artist. He can go ahead and do those other styles he had. But the thing is that with so much noise, in those other categories, and I'm not trying to be one of those people that are trying to say you'll never make it, bro. You'll never make. You know what I mean? But the thing is that honestly, I'm not interested. This is personal. There might be more people out there that are willing to hear more Vicente Garcia's popping up around, and that are willing to hear more Prince Royce sounding people around. But I think if he does this thing, he will become what's the word? Legacy status.
You think so? That's big, bro. That's a big prediction.
Bro, that song right there, if he did another one, it's consistency, bro. It's we just saw him win a dunk contest. You know what I mean?
Okay.
He could keep winning and keep dunking and making better dunks and just improving and growing.
That's true. I mean, it's only up from here. But like you said, a lot of artists they'll have a nice hit and then I don't know. Then
it's a team. That's why I'm asking who's this Requinto. Is that because like I said, maybe one day I can have him on here. But the whole thing is he obviously has a team that's helping him.
The more important is not even the Requinto's important for the sound of the music, but it's the management, bro. Once their management tells you, oh, you want to appeal to these type of people or whatever, and they start trying to shape you, that's when you start to be inauthentic, and then your sound suffers, I think, or because you're trying to be something you're not. But like you said, it feels very everything about the song and everything feels good. It feels organic. It feels natural to the guy, and that's what he should keep doing. So, hit him up, bro. He'll be on the podcast. Why wouldn't he?
I mean, I messaged him and just gave him his props, man. I like to plant seeds of when I really believe in somebody and I see something off the get. I like to plant little seeds, at least let them come. Because a lot of times, man, here's the thing.
You did that with me.
Somebody like that, everybody should be giving him feedback on that song. Mm-hmm. That way he knows. Because here's the thing too. Because as an artist myself, Well, I'm not an artist. Like I'm a writer, but I do music.
Songs, bro. Yeah,
the thing is, I've never been interested in making it big, so I just kept my style no matter what. Know what I mean? And my style doesn't hit. It's very niche and only a small group, but I'm okay with that because I'm not trying to grow. With artists like him and artists like I've seen before, they'll experiment with different sounds because they're talented. So I see that he's experimenting with other sounds. Like he has Vicente Garcia influences, whether he's influenced by him or not. You can hear it in the bachata. The style is the same. And I'm not saying he's copycatting. I'm just saying that there's a lot of similarities between the vibe. It falls into that category. And then he has that whole acoustic unplugged vibe to him as well. He can go that route, but like the thing is that I don't know. From what I see, he looked comfortable in that element.
That looks the most fun for sure. Because out of the ones that you're like, Vicente Garcia's music is good. I like it, but it's not so high energy like this song. Like especially for dancers, especially for like the urban community. If you can, you know what I'm trying to say? Like
yeah.
Like I feel like in a you I mean if that's more of a party song, bro. That song is more lit.
Well, I mean, he's got some romantic songs too as well.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be like
listen, bro, that's the first song I've heard from him. I heard it.
I mean, I'll go ahead and play like one of his other bachatas. I'll go ahead and split this podcast into two. Because, let's see here. Let me go to his page real quick. So I'll show you. Let's see here. He has another music video where he's doing.
He always has music videos.
So he does some unplugged stuff here. I'll play some of his unplugged stuff. I'll just play like a little bit of it, so that way you can.
100% activo y súper contento. Así que
no, he's not Dominican, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Olvídate eso. Mira, a ver ese bacano.
Yo, he's got that flow, but he's the type of dude you don't want to bring around your girl.
That's a Dominican. That's a very Dominican living room.
Termino viendo tutoriales en YouTube, buscando una receta para olvidar. Negrita linda, nadie lo hace como tú. 6 de la mañana y yo no he olvidado nada. Me he tirado 4 series en Netflix. Cierro los ojos, ahí encuentro tu cara, tu mirada y esa boquita sexy. Quédate un segundo más, quédate bebé conmigo. Mi almohada es la testigo de que sufro si no está.
So yeah, for podcast reasons, I don't want to go too far. But I mean, you get the picture. The guy's super talented. He can go.
Hey, bro.
He can go either way. I mean,
I like the bachatas better though. I mean,
the bachata, yeah. He's good here, but I just think this market is way too saturated. And for him to be as good as he is with that bachata, like I'm telling you, man, like he can leave a legacy in bachata and be a legend there, if that makes any sense. Like he plays the guitar already, so I mean, like, you know what I mean? Even if he wants to do like his unplugged versions of like, he can do that.
Maybe he's the requinto.
Nah, there's some dude in the back playing requinto. Let's say guy's there for show, or maybe because it's band. Yeah, true.
Maybe it's him. Maybe he's the one playing it. I guess we would have to ask him, huh?
Oh no, man! If he's that good, he should have had videos of him playing the.
Well, he's playing that, but that song, the other song, it has that traditional sound. Like it doesn't have like too much, like guitar wise, like to play and sing live. That's not a bad song. And then it's a good thing that he does those little acoustics, because when you're like a live performer, it's good to throw like a song or two in there or whatever, just to like mix it up.
Yeah. Here's so this is what leads me to believe that this. So he's part of 7-8 Records. I don't know if they're managing him or what, but yeah, I mean, he said a few TV spots and everything. He does like a lot of like that, like I said, acoustic unplugged stuff.
Edwin J.
I mean, whoever his team is putting out some pretty decent content.
Yeah, the
it looks like bro.
Videos are good quality. That's good quality stuff.
Like, what do you think this is? Does that look familiar? I mean, we both lived in Florida. That looks like DR, bro.
That's DR, yo. That's definitely DR.
Yeah, I think that erases all doubts. But yeah, you get it. He's got some good content. You know
That's
what
pretty
I mean?
good though. I like his videos, bro. He has good videos.
Yeah.
The videography. I would like to go to Dominican Republic to shoot, bro, because just the colors and everything over there, bro. It's dope.
Yeah, he's got a team and everything there for sure.
It's tight out there, bro. You got the location working for him. But yeah, bro, it's dope to see new people, bro. I'm ready for some new faces, bro. I think it's time. I think we're already sick. We're already sick of the same. Like, we need something else, bro. Something wake me up. I know. Wake me up when September ends, or how's it go? Wake me up inside.
Wake me up inside.
Inside.
Gotta wake up. Yeah. But yeah, like I said, I pretty much said all I wanted to say about this kid.
All right,
bro. Like I said, man, like if he ever watches this, man, I hope he really. Here's one more thing I want to add before we wrap this up is reinforcement, right? So he's doing all. You see him doing all, putting this content out and everything, and he's doing this because he's trying to put out a presentable product out to the viewers. And when you make a bachata like that, a lot of it has to do with like the feedback you get if this is like in the right direction, because he obviously, with the amount of content he's put out and the time you see he's putting into this, when you go follow him on Instagram, he does a lot of ensayos. He wants to make this a career. You know what I mean? He has dreams. I don't want to speak for him, but it seems like he's working to where he can make this a full-time thing. And when you do a bachata like that, man, the bachata community needs to embrace that. And people, I don't know how his promotion works, but like whoever's promoting team needs to handle that right. Marketing team, they need to handle that right, because it needs to get out there.
It's easier in DR. In DR, if you want a song to be popular, you do everybody does it. You go on the Dominican TV shows. You pay a certain amount of money. Yeah, you do that to kind of get a name for yourself in the.
Yeah, but we need him. We need him to.
Over here.
So I was talking to Kelvin about this. We was like, yeah, man, I think people need to stop trying to gun for Romeo. I was like, it's not about gunning for Romeo. It's that Romeo's sitting on a seat and he's covering the whole thing and he's not sharing the space with anybody.
Yeah.
There's plenty of room in there for other people to occupy that space, but it's only him and Royce occupying that space. We need other artists to occupy.
If it was up to Romeo, bro, there would be no Royce either, bro. I'll be honest with you. Like, I remember Royce first came out, there was some little bit hater, like, this kid's why he ain't me, that's for sure. There's some attitude there. Eventually, he didn't go away because Royce was a different crowd, bro. Like, Romeo's fans are older, and then Royce's fans were younger. They weren't competing for the same base, so I guess he got more comfortable. He's like, oh well, I guess you could share it. I guess you could have some of my, I guess whatever, you know.
You ain't hitting like me.
Yeah, you ain't going nowhere. And then another thing is that Royce's attitude was very like, oh, I look up to you, Pop. You know, like, yeah, you know, I would have never said anything bad about you, Pop. But yeah, bro, it's time for somebody new, bro. Like somebody that just comes. I'm ready for like. There's a void, bro. It needs to be filled. Like, and it's gonna be filled. It has to be. That's just that's the nature of life. So whenever there's something like something missing, somebody eventually comes along and fills it. You know. So if it's this kid or somebody, like, you know, in that community, it has to happen, bro. Somebody new. We need it. It's time. Yeah. Maybe I'm gonna have to come out of retirement for some new songs, bro.
But there's a whole group of bachateros that I think are gonna be delivering in 2021. I don't know, man. I'm gonna be the first. I don't know. I talked to a lot of bachateros and they got that whole like, man, we just need to stop being mad at. Nah, bro, you need to be mad, bro, because y'all have been carrying that same tune. That we need to band together and form the Bachata Justice League, and we need to support each other. Nobody in the underground supporting, bro. Look here. I'm gonna put it straight. Your bachata colleague supporting you is not gonna help your music. You need to get fans.
Man,
and like,
bro,
and like DeNova said, you need to get the girls, because the girls will. If the girls will listen to you.
That's what they don't understand, bro. Like it doesn't matter. I mean, if Romeo supports you, then that's an endorsement that helps, because then you'll get all those things that you're saying like through him, you know. And I think that's what the easy path that people want. Like, can the most popular person pick me? You know, like, no, like, we need to stop complaining about who's not helping and whatever, and just get off.
That's where I agree with.
Make your music, make it. You gotta look at this kid, bro. You just pointed out that he doesn't have as much exposure as he should for the quality of his content, right? And then you
That
look
last
at
song, yeah. Hold on.
you look at the amount of views that he has, and his content is better than the amount of views that he has, and it's kind of upsetting, you know, like how come more people haven't seen this, you know? But that's how it is, bro. Like, and then there's because you work hard, you keep putting your stuff out. Eventually, you get to a place where people notice you for one song. Then they go back and check. Let me look up this guy, and you have years of quality content. You can only go up from there. But if you just have one good song and people are waiting on your next good song, then you're gonna have a hard time. So it's hard to be, like you said, like you need validation, or you need like somebody to tell you, hey, you're going in the right direction.
Yeah.
But if you rely solely on that, then you're just always gonna be in between songs. Like, oh, I'm waiting to feel good enough to make the next one. But if you just keep pumping stuff out, and that's where I'm going this next year, bro, I'm gonna be working hard. I'm gonna be just putting out new songs and working on a lot of original stuff. And if it goes well for me this year, if it doesn't, it's gonna happen. I'm gonna have to do it. You have to put in the work before you reap the benefit. And that's the part that everybody tries to skip over with Romeo. Like if Romeo likes me, then I don't have to work.
Yeah, honestly,
it's like an elevator, Willy Wonka, and you break through the glass.
I do agree. I do. And here's the thing too. It's like I was talking to Savi about this. I said, I honestly don't believe it's Romeo's job to usher new people. Like, if he cared about the genre, he would do that. But like, it's not. He doesn't have to. He cares more about his legacy than he does the genre. Which is fine. If you want to be Kobe Bryant, then be Kobe Bryant. Know what I mean? But if you want to be Michael Jordan, then you would do something for your, you know what I mean? For your
cultura. Algo por la cultura, mi hermano.
La cultura, and that's what this podcast is about. So, like, I'm gonna hate on Romeo on that point. I'll never hate on him about his quality of music. His music's beats. I'm never gonna hate about him on his legacy. His legacy is cemented. That thing is not gonna ever move. He can get Me Too'd, and people will still. It's like Chris Brown. Chris Brown slapped Rihanna, and he
Me Too's girls.
Yeah,
he does it to women. They get Me Too'd.
Romeo is in cement, but like, I'm real. I understand Romeo cares more about his legacy, and that's fine. But the thing is that a lot of people think that Romeo cares about the cultura. And I don't want to take words out of Romeo's mouth, but hey, this is my opinion. This is what I'm seeing. This is what's being projected. So,
if he cared about the cultura, he'd follow more people. His Instagram has 0 followers.
You would be listening. I saw that and I was like, okay.
No, I mean, it's not, like you said, it's not his job, bro. You don't have to do it. But it's just nice. It's nice to see, bro. I mean, but I guess there's like there's a quality to him. He's he's a mysterious man. You know, like he's unattainable. He's like, he's untouchable. You know what I mean? Like, that's
a genre that's
what he does. It's his thing. You know?
But it's frustrating for us though, because we know it's not that.
I mean, like, you know,
he's big, but bro, your community, your genre, your playing field, like the playground you come from is not that big, bro. We're all in it, and you know all of us.
That's the thing, yo.
And I'm not talking about myself, but I'm talking about all those guys that have been working really hard. He knows them. But
we're in the same circle amongst peers, you know. And then there's him at the top, which is, you know what I'm saying. There's always gonna be somebody there, but I mean, nothing lasts forever. That's the thing that, you know what I'm trying to say. Hey, okay, when you look, even this is gonna get. I'm gonna go a little deeper into the psyche of Romeo Santos. Ready? Okay, we watched the movie Snow White, right? Mm-hmm. The lady is mirror, mirror on the wall, right? So she's talking to the mirror, right? And the witch or whatever her name is, the stepmom or so mirror, mirror on the wall, just like Romeo, right? So the whole notion of asking, you know, who's the fairest? Is there anyone I should be worried about? Is because you're worried. Is because there's something there. Is like, yo, it's not maybe not that you hurt anyone, but you're like, yo, I'm declining. Because you can't stay at the top for nobody. It's never happened before. Even Caesar, you know what I'm saying? Like anyone that was at the top for a period of time, well, eventually their reign came to an end. You know what I'm trying to say? So the fact that he's even like asking that stuff is probably because it's present on his mind. He knows that you know, he's been at the top for a while, but like nothing lasts forever, and there's gonna come and it's not gonna be the people that he's signing on his label. Because he's not making the choices. He's not making the choices of the people. Like the people that he supports, or maybe they're his friends or whatever. You know, like the musicians that he signed onto whatever Rock Latino. But it's not anyone that we like. Like no. His endorsement means nothing. Like it's what the people like to hear when they hear good music. You know. So now mirror, mirror on the wall. That's like, I feel that's what he's worried about, is that maybe he lost a little bit of what do the people want?
Yeah, maybe it's more him trying to figure out what's going on, and like, you know what I mean, I think he's the type of person that if he ran across somebody like this kid, and this kid's like, I mean, he barely has any views in the bigger picture of things. There's other bachata artists that are independent that like suck and got a lot more views than him.
That's what sucks, right?
So imagine if like, and I don't say like Romeo will ever see it, or maybe he has seen it. Maybe this kid knows Romeo, or I don't know. But like, let's say that would suck if he did, because Romeo's not helping at all. But that would be messed up. But like, say I think if Romeo saw something like that, instead of being like, yo, this kid is going somewhere, like, I thought he's probably thinking like, nah, this dude needs to stay at 2,000 views. And then he'll go out there and say something like that, just in case that thing blows up in his face.
He'll call YouTube and be like, suppress him. Call Zuckerberg, tell him, you know. Nah, man, I mean, it's organically, I mean, whether he likes it or not, you know what I'm trying to say? There's really nothing that can be done about it. It's just, that's what it is. And it's not like when somebody comes, his legacy is ruined forever, because that's the thing about music, is that 50 years from now, people are still gonna be listening to Romeo, just like 50 years ago there was music and people listen to it now and they're like, wow, this is beautiful stuff, you know? Like, you could appreciate music, like, no matter how famous the person was or not, you know, like, you hear a song that you like, and that's really what it comes down to. So just like you did with this guy, and he doesn't have an amazing amount of followers or anything right now, there'll come a time where maybe everybody started somewhere, so he might get those followers that you're talking about, and then you know what I'm trying to say? Like, music that's good is the easiest thing to sell, because you don't have to really sell it. Just like, you turn it on. But, you know, have you ever played a good song and people in the car be like, hey, what song is this? You know, like,
Miguel Jantel, when he came out with Short Thing, I played that song in Texas, and it went viral in Texas. And this was back in MySpace when I actually was able to message the guy, and he would write back. Yeah. And now it's like, I joined the military, and then his song was playing, and it's the same song. He just re-released all his songs from MySpace. Back when he only had 1,000 plays.
You see what I mean, bro?
It happens. It happens. There was a time where he had a time to reply to all the people that liked his music and be like, hey, thanks for the support. Thanks for this.
Y'all better start writing to me now, because I'm going to have 0 followers. You're going to see me in the future, bro. I'm going to be very mysterious.
You better try to hop on this podcast right now, because these floor shirts are just going to get more expensive. I'm just kidding. Keep it humble. Keep it humble.
Ask Leo. Catch me while you can. What is it? Catch us while you can.
Yeah, catch me while you can. Yeah.
Ask Leo.
All right, we're getting into movies. Maybe that should be another topic for later. But I'm definitely going to split this into 2. I'll make it this is kind of like a Edwin J. and the future of bachata. Because it's funny because I know a lot of like. Let
me name another artist. Then we're talking about the future.
There's a lot of artists, underground artists that I really like, and ones that have been putting things out like as recently. Like Melvin Ward put something out recently, and that album is dope. He should be in that space as well. And there's more, but Melvin for sure, because that guy put out, like, just like I feel about JR, they put out a project. Mm-hmm. And they've been in this for a while, and I know they have the same circle of people, and it's just a matter. I think Melvin, I believe Melvin will just keep putting out music. He's told me about some stuff that he's doing, and I have faith he's going to occupy that space one day. But we need to see more of that, because then if Melvin Ward gets up, there was just one person. Like, you mean when DeNova delivers on what he's trying to do, was it just going to be DeNova?
Here's the thing, bro. Like whenever there's. It's like, okay, whenever there's an energy, like a feeling or whatever, and you feel it, it's usually not just you. So like the same way that a lot of artists were working this year, bro, because quarantine and everything. But maybe that like set some people right, like, yo, what am I doing? You know, they reprioritize. They got time to think about their dreams again, whatever it is. But a lot of people have been working hard this year, myself included. So next year it's gonna rain, bro. It's gonna rain a lot of new music, a lot of new options. It happens because of the void. You know, like this year was a year that when you're busy and you have a whole life and you have a lot of stuff going on, then you really don't have time to catch up with a lot of things. Like there might be a lot of shows on Netflix that you want to watch, right? Yeah. But once you watch all the Netflix shows, bro, ain't shit on Netflix that you want to see ever. You know what I'm trying to say? Mm-hmm. So this year has been watching Netflix all the time, and with music and with Netflix and with movies and with everything. So people are like, they got a sense of like, yo, everything is kind of the same. And they're like, you know what? I could make something better. And then a lot of people started doing just that. And that's why all these podcasts are born. All this new music is going to come out. And it's going to be lovely, bro. And I can't wait. And then this podcast is going to be the center of all that stuff, bro.
I hope so, man. That's really I want everybody. Like, I know I as far as the music go, I really sure sound bachata, but that's because it's like near and dear to me. And I feel like it's something in the Latin community that, like, because everybody listens to bachata. It used to be just a Dominican thing, and it's popular now. But yeah, I really hope this becomes the center of all that, and people.
Really gonna be, bro.
But hey, like you said, you got to start somewhere. So, all right. Well, that concludes the end of this podcast. Until next time, I'll definitely bring you on again, Tony, because you're a good person. Like, it's fun having somebody else on here. I'll keep doing some videos where it's just solo dolo. But what'll probably end up happening is I'll do a video doing solo dolo, and then have somebody on with me later to talk about what I talked about earlier. So
hey, whenever you invite me, bro, I'm honored. I appreciate the invite. I love to.
All right. Hey, I appreciate you coming on. All right, everybody. Comment your opinions, subscribe, and please hit the bell.
And go get that vaccine.
Yeah.